Olá malta, o meu nome é Nara Pereira e bem-vindos ao meu canal. No vídeo de hoje eu estou super entusiasmada porque pela primeira vez nós vamos ter convidadas aqui no canal. Eu trouxe 4 das minhas raparigas favoritas no college, são amizades que eu fiz lá e que sei que vou levar para a vida toda. Pessoas com o coração completamente apaixonado por Jesus e eu pedi-lhes para trazerem aqui a experiência delas sobre o que tem sido o college para elas. Então eu espero que vocês gostem do vídeo. Não esqueçam de subscrever, partilha, ativa o sininho, deixa comentários e é isso. Então, bora lá?
Hey, my name's Emma, I'm from Canada, and I'm going to share with you my 3 favorite things about HILLSONG College. Is definitely the people you meet. You meet so many different, awesome, amazing people from all over the world, people that are your age, that are passionate about Jesus and about ministry, and ultimately you just make friendships that last a lifetime. The second thing is the travel. Getting to study abroad was such a big part of this experience for me. Getting to see a new part of the world, get to learn the culture and travel to the beach, see all the wildlife and the nature. The third thing was the environment of encouragement. That is just huge at HILLSONG. They really do believe in raising leaders and encouraging and building you up, and so being in that environment where people are always investing into you was just amazing. It totally changes your life. And so I would totally recommend going if you can or if you're interested. Yeah, it's been the best experience.
Hello, my name is Julian. I'm from Singapore and I am a first second going to second first in about 2 weeks. So I completed my first year at college, and today I'm just going to share with you a little bit of my college experience. So college has just been one of the most pivotal seasons of my life. We flew here in the middle of a pandemic, and then COVID went really crazy. We went on lockdown and everything just went online. School went online, classes went online, church went online. And I think for a lot of people, they really struggle with the idea of everything going online because they laid everything down, left their family, their friends, their life back home, and spent quite a lot of money to fly all the way to Australia to have a college experience, and it just didn't look the way they envisioned it to be. And God was just showing me how my college life isn't just confined to classes and campus. It's so much more than that. There are friendships, there are relationships, living outside of your comfort zone, living in a whole new environment, in a whole new church culture, in a whole new country that is part of your college experience. It's not just school to me. You realize that there are so many things that you're capable of doing that you don't even know that you could do. I think it also made me realize the deeper extent of God's strength, of God's grace, of God's mercy, of God's goodness, because when you're alone in a country and the only familiar thing that you have is the presence of God, you have no choice but to depend on Him and cling on to Him. It was like a redefining of my faith. It was God becoming way more personal than He has ever been in my life, and that has been one of my greatest portions here, is that I got to know Jesus even more. It's not always comfortable. It's just kind of like an open heart surgery where God's just bringing up things from your past, from your childhood, and God's like purging that, and God's like doing a new thing in your heart. And aside from leaving your family, aside from leaving your friends and everything that you have back home, it's also like giving God full allowance to do whatever that He wants to do in you this season. God's just doing a lot of inner healing for me, but also God was showing me so much more of Himself, revealing so much more of Himself that I've yet to see, and it made me realize that there's just so much richness in who God is that will take an entire lifetime, an entire eternity to know. And the more you know of God, the more you realize just how much we can be so caught up in daily living that we just miss His hand and miss His fingerprints, you know? Yeah, that aside, another of the greatest things that I've experienced in college is honestly the friendships that I've made here. People from all over the world, people of different cultures, different backgrounds, just coming together, and when they share their stories, when they share their testimonies, I think to me it's just like, wow. Like, the God that I know, the God that I've known all my life is the same God that encountered them, is the same God that met with them. And I think the friendships here are just so amazing and so full because we're just all built on the same faith. Like, we know the same Jesus, we know the same God, even though sometimes we interpret him slightly differently. But I think that's the beauty of diversity, that's the beauty of the body of Christ, that, oh, like, he knows a different part of Jesus that I've yet to know, and she knows a revelation of God that I'm still growing in. And I think just hearing from them, hearing their life, hearing their story is just, wow, like, my God is so vast in who he is. And our human minds may never fully be able to comprehend the depth of his character, the depth of his person, but yet he's so patient with us, and yet he's so gentle and merciful with us that, like, he delights in us getting to know him a little bit more each day. I think because we're all away from home, we become each other's family without realizing. You know, we start to depend on each other, just realizing that we're one another's support in this season. We're one another's safe space and refuge in a time like this. I think a year ago I didn't know what to expect in this season. A year ago I didn't know what it was gonna look like. I just gave God my yeses and I came here, and it just made me realize just how much God is an Ephesians 3:20 God, like a God that overexceeds abundantly above all that you can think or imagine. Year one has honestly been so crazy, but also one of the most fulfilling seasons of my life. Like, coming here was just one of the best decisions, and I honestly wouldn't have it another way around. A year ago, I thought I was crazy. I was doing something way out of my comfort zone. It's just been a great journey, and I'm so looking forward to year two. Thanks for having me, Yazi. It's such an honor to just share my experience a little. Yeah, that's it. Okay, bye.
Então pessoal, eu decidi dividir este vídeo em duas partes, por isso a parte 2 vai sair em 2 dias. Fica atento, deixa o like. Beijinhos, tchau tchau.